Hey, welcome back to JB Breaks Free. It's time for another chapter highlights, chapter 5 of The Magic of Thinking Big. I'm going to go through some of the passages that I underlined and spread the wisdom to you guys, and hopefully you get something from it. I know I'm getting a lot from it. And I've decided at the end, I'm going to go back and put on index cards what I have underlined and sort of make a commonplace book. I think it's something Thomas Jefferson used and some other very wise people. And I'll have a stack of index cards from each book that I read that I can go back and look at whenever I want to. So we'll get into this. This is called How to Think and Dream Creatively. And I'd love to be creative. I like to write songs. I like to come up with ideas, alternative ways to make money, things I want to talk about, things I want to write about, things I want to sing about, things I want to think about, and things I want to improve and solve. And I'm always thinking, always coming up with ideas. Sometimes they're not always great, but you got to cultivate them, right? So here we go. It says, creative thinking is not reserved for certain occupations, nor is it restricted to super intelligent people. I'm a waiter. I can think creatively. And as far as super intelligent, I know I got the smarts. I was probably one of the weakest in high school, but one of the strongest in college, the late bloomer. Well then, what is creative thinking? Let's see. He says, creative thinking is simply finding new, improved ways to do anything. Now let's see what we can do to develop and strengthen our creative thinking ability. So step 1, believe it can be done. Here's the basic truth. To do anything, we must first believe it can be done. Believing something can be done sets the mind in motion to find a way to do it. When you believe, your mind finds a way to do. This experiment has just one point. When you believe something is impossible, your mind goes to work to prove why. But when you really believe something can be done, your mind goes to work for you to help you find the ways to do it. Your mind will create a way if you let it. Believe it can be done. The basic to creative thinking. Here are 2 suggestions to help you develop creative power through belief. Number 1, eliminate the word impossible from your thinking and speaking vocabularies. Impossible is a failure word. The thought, it's impossible, sets off a chain reaction of other thoughts to prove you're right. Number 2, think of something that you've been wanting to do but felt you couldn't. Now make a list of why you can do it. Many of us whip and defeat our desires simply because we concentrate on why we can't, when the only thing worthy of our mental concentration is why we can. Nothing grows in ice. If we let tradition freeze our minds, new ideas can't sprout. Make this test sometime soon. Propose one of the ideas below to someone and then watch his or her behavior. So we'll go through these ideas. The postal system. Long a government monopoly should be turned over to private enterprise. Number 2, presidential elections should be held every 2 or 6 years instead of 4. Number 3, regular store hours for retail stores should be 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. instead of 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Number 4, the retirement age should be raised to 70. Whether these ideas are sound or practical is not the point. What is significant is how a person handles propositions like these. If he laughs at the idea and doesn't give it a second thought, and probably 95% will laugh at it, chances are he suffers from tradition paralysis. But only 1 in 20 who says, that's an interesting idea, tell me more about it, has a mind that's turned to creativity. Traditional thinking is personal enemy number 1 for the person who is interested in creative personal success program. Here are 3 ways to fight the mind freeze. Number 1, become receptive to ideas. Welcome new ideas. Destroy those thought repellents. It won't work. It can't be done. It's useless. It's stupid. Number 2, be an experimental person. Break up fixed routines. Expose yourself to new restaurants, new books, new theaters, new friends. Take a different route to work someday. Take a different vacation this year. Do something new and different this weekend. Do something new and different today. Number 3, be progressive, not regressive. Not, that's the way we did it where I used to work, so it ought to work that way here. But how can we do it better than we did where I used to work? And let's see. Imagine what would happen to the Ford Motor Company if its management allowed itself to think, this year we've built the ultimate in automobiles. Further improvement is impossible. Therefore, all experimental engineering and designing activities are hereby permanently terminated. Successful people, like businesses, live with this question: how can I improve the quality of my performance? How can I do better? And how can we do that in our own lives? Number 1 is to ask the question. Big success calls for persons who continually set higher standards for themselves and others. Persons who are searching for ways to increase efficiency, to get more output at lower cost, to do more with less effort. Top success is reserved for the I can do it better kind of person. General Electric uses the slogan, progress is our most important product. Why not make progress your most important product? The I can do better philosophy works magic. When you ask yourself, how can I do better? Your creative power is switched on, and ways for doing things better suggest themselves. Here is a daily exercise that will help you discover and develop the power of the I can do better attitude. Each day, before you begin work, devote 10 minutes to thinking, how can I do a better job today? Capacity is a state of mind. How much we can do depends on how much we think we can do. Can we get in shape? Can we get debt-free? Can we be prepared for an emergency? Can we read? Can we become smarter, stronger, healthier, happier? In business, in the home, in the community, the success combination is to do what you do better, improve the quality of your output, and do more of what you can do, increase the quantity of your output. So do better and do it more often. Convinced it pays to do more and better? Then try this 2-step procedure. Number 1, eagerly accept the opportunity to do more. It's a compliment to be asked to take on new responsibility. Accepting greater responsibility on the job makes you stand out and shows that you're more valuable. When your neighbors ask you to represent them on a civic matter, accept. It helps you become a community leader. Number 2, next concentrate on how can I do more. Creative answers will come. Some of these answers may be better planning and organization of your present work, or taking intelligent shortcuts in your routine activities, or possibly dropping non-essential activities altogether. But let me repeat, the solution for doing more will appear. Cutting non-essential activities is key, I think, in this activity. As a personal policy, I have accepted fully the concept, if you want it done, give it to a busy man. I refuse to work on important projects with persons who have lots of free time. He goes on to say, big people monopolize listening, small people monopolize talking. Your ears are your intake valves. They feed your mind raw materials which can be converted into creative power. We learn nothing from telling. Try this 3-stage program to strengthen your creativity through asking and listening. Number 1, encourage others to talk. In personal conversation or in group meetings, draw out people with little urges such as, tell me your experience, or what do you think should be done about? Encourage others to talk, and you will win double-barreled victory. Your mind soaks up the raw materials which you can use to produce creative thought, and you win friends. Number 2, test your own views in the form of questions. Let other people help you smooth and polish your ideas. Use the what do you think of this suggestion approach. Don't be dogmatic. Don't announce a fresh idea as if it were handed down on a gold tablet. Number 3, concentrate on what the other person says. Listening is more than just keeping your own mouth shut. Listening means letting what's said penetrate your mind. I like that. There are many ways to get mental stimulation, but here are 2 that you can incorporate into your pattern of life. First, join and meet regularly with at least one professional group that provides stimulation in your own area occupational area. Rub shoulders and minds with other success-oriented people. So often I hear someone say, I picked up a great idea this noon at the meeting, or during the meeting yesterday I got to thinking. Remember, a mind feeds only on itself soon is undernourished, becoming weak and incapable of creative, progressive thought. Stimulation from others is an excellent mind food. Second, join and participate in at least one group outside of your occupational interests. Association with people who have different job interests broadens your thinking and helps you to see the big picture. You'll be surprised at how mixing regularly with people outside of your occupational area will stimulate your on-the-job thinking. So it is with ideas. Very few bear fruit. This is one of my favorite ones because I got lots of ideas. Ideas are highly perishable if you're not on guard. The squirrels, the negative thinking people, will destroy most of them. Ideas require special handling from the time they are born until they are transformed into practical ways for doing better. Use these 3 ways to harness and develop your ideas. Number 1, don't let ideas escape. Write them down. Every day, a lot of good ideas are born only to die quickly because they aren't nailed to paper. Memory is a weak slave when it comes to preserving and nurturing brand new ideas. Carry a notebook or some small card with you. When you get an idea, write it down. This is clearly before cell phones. I write so many notes on this list in my cell phone thing, and it so helps me remember and clear my mind also. Number 2, next, review your ideas. File these ideas in an active file. The file can be an elaborate cabinet or it can be a desk drawer. A shoebox will do, but build a file and examine your storehouse of ideas regularly. This is what I do for things that I want to talk about, things that I want to solve, songs that I want to sing, things that I want to write, ideas I want to explore, and yeah, just get your own idea file. And number 3, cultivate and fertilize your idea. Now make your idea grow. Think about it. Tie the idea to related ideas. Read anything you can which is in any way akin to your idea. Investigate all angles. When the time is right, put yourself to work, your job, your future. In summation, use these tools to think creatively. He goes through 6 things in summation. Believe it can be done, number 1. When you believe something can be done, your mind will find the ways to do it. Believe a solution paves the way to solution. Eliminate impossible, won't work, can't do, no use trying from your thinking and speaking vocabularies. Number 2, don't let tradition paralyze your mind. Be receptive to new ideas, be experimental, try new approaches, be progressive in everything that you do. Number 3, ask yourself daily, how can I do this better? There is no limit to self-improvement. When you ask yourself, how can I do better? Sound answers will appear. Try it and see. And be ready to make the move. Number 4, ask yourself, how can I do more? Capacity is a state of mind. Asking yourself this question puts your mind to work to find intelligent shortcuts. Do what you do better. Improve the quality of your output and do more of what you do. Increase the quantity of your output. Number 5, practice asking and listening. Ask and listen and pay attention, and you'll obtain raw material for reaching sound decisions. Remember, big people monopolize listening. Small people monopolize talking. Number 6, stretch your mind. Get stimulated. Associate with people who can help you to think of new ideas, new ways of doing things. Mix with people of different occupational and social interests, and that will get the juices flowing. And that is the end of Chapter 5. Chapter 6 is coming right up. You are what you think. And there I wrote Stoic already up here because Marcus Aurelius has a quote just like that was around 2,000 years before this book was written. I can't wait to go back and look at that quote word for word and dive into the next chapter. The magic of thinking big has paid off benefits so much for me. I'm about halfway through the book. I picked this book because it's very manageable to get through. The ideas are timeless, and I hope you're getting a lot from it. These ideas will help you break free from anything that's holding you back in any area of your life. Let me know what you think. Break free, and I'll talk to you in the next video.